If you've had a tuna sandwich from Subway today, I'm sorry to say this, but you may have been lied to. A lawsuit has been filed against the chain after the New York Times tested more than 60 inches worth of Subway tuna sandwiches to find out that there was actually no evidence of tuna. I'm gonna get into all of these fishy details in just a moment, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. It's being called the Subway tuna saga, but if you didn't know, this isn't even the first time the Subway has been called out for serving food that is not really food. In 2014, a US food blogger petitioned the chain to remove a chemical in their bread that is often found in yoga mats. The ingredient dubbed the yoga chemical was approved by the FDA to be used as a bleaching agent and dough conditioner for Subway's bread. Although there's something unsettling about hearing dough conditioner. I don't know about you. The blogger who created a petition to have Subway remove the chemical said, "The entire point of the petition was that I wanted people to know that eating fresh is not really eating fresh." Subway executives said to the press that they were in the process of finding a way to remove the chemical after the immense backlash. However, in 2020, a court in Ireland ruled that the bread served at Subway could not actually be in fact defined as bread because of its high sugar content. The company had argued that the bread used in Subway sandwiches counted as a staple food. However, the court pointed out that the sugar content made the franchise fall more under the column of discretionary indulgences. You know, things like ice cream, chocolate, and popcorn. Whereas they wanted to be compared to things like tea, coffee, and milk. All of that aside though, this new report from the New York Times has just dug a deeper hole for them to climb out of. According to a lawsuit filed in January, a proposed class action alleges Subway has capitalized on the premium consumers are willing to pay for tuna by falsely and misleadingly claiming that real tuna is being used as an ingredient in sandwiches and wraps. Following the Washington Post covering this lawsuit, samples were picked up from 3 locations in Los Angeles, and a lab then began conducting a PCR test. Their hope was to find one of 5 different tuna species in the DNA, and as per the FDA, they defined 15 species of fish that could be labeled as tuna. According to Subway, they use skipjack and yellowfin tuna, which are a pair of tuna species that would definitely have been picked up by the New York Times lab study. And turns out, no amplifiable tuna DNA was present in the sample, and so we obtained no amplification products from the DNA, therefore we cannot identify the species. However, the lab did offer up a bit of an explanation for this finding. They go on to say in the email to the New York Times, "There's 2 conclusions. One, it's so heavily processed that whatever we could pull out, we couldn't make an identification. Or we got some and there's just nothing there that's tuna." Back in February, Inside Edition conducted a similar lab study using 3 Subway locations in Queens, New York as their testing sites. According to their results, the chain did in fact use real tuna. This recent LA lawsuit though alleges that it actually contains a mixture of various concoctions that do not constitute tuna, yet have been blended together to imitate the appearance of tuna. The lawsuit goes on to say, "In fact, neither plaintiffs nor any of the members of the putative class received any sandwich or wrap that had tuna at all, or even partially included tuna. Thus, they were tricked into buying food items that wholly lack the ingredient they reasonably thought they were purchasing, for which they say breaks California law because of its misleading marketing and deceptive advertising practices." Now, don't think that Subway is going to take this sandwich slander lying down. In a statement given to People magazine, a Subway spokesperson responded to the lawsuit and said, "There simply is no truth to the allegations in the complaint that was filed in California," adding, "Subway delivers 100% cooked tuna to its restaurants, which is mixed with mayonnaise and used in freshly made sandwiches, wraps, and salads that are served to and enjoyed by our customers. The taste and quality of our tuna make it one of Subway's most popular products, and these baseless accusations threaten to damage our franchisees, small business owners who work tirelessly to uphold the high standards that Subway sets for all of its products, including its tuna. Given the facts, the lawsuit constitutes a reckless and improper attack on Subway's brand and goodwill, and on the livelihood of its California franchisees. Indeed, there is no basis in law or fact for the plaintiffs' claims, which are frivolous and are being pursued without adequate investigation. These 2 plaintiffs, though, are still suing the chain for fraud, intentional misrepresentation, and unjust enrichment. But we would love to hear your thoughts on this story, though. Do you think that Subway tuna is actual tuna, or do you think that there's something fishy going on here? Well, I guess not so fishy going on here. Either way, we'd love to hear what you think down in those comments below. And while you ponder that, I'm gonna check out some of your comments from the video titled "T-Pain exposes Usher, Chris Brown under investigation, and Beyonce and Jay-Z expose Trick Daddy." I Am Goomba Sniper says, "I love how an artist can sneeze and get banned from radio, yet Chris Brown is out here throwing hands at all these women and he's thriving." Who got banned from radio for sneezing? Did I miss something? Somebody comment down below who that was, because that's crazy. Mint Berry says, "Funny thing is T-Pain can actually sing, he has a really nice voice, and he seems like a nice, genuine person. He streams on Twitch now almost daily if anyone's wondering." Yes, definitely go watch T-Pain on Twitch because it is incredible. You actually get to watch behind the scenes of him creating music and just having good conversations, really. Cali Beauty says, "I have been recently listening to a lot of T-Pain's music and it is timeless." Oh, it certainly is. He knew exactly what he was doing. Cindy Gray says, I'm Sprung was a whole vibe for a year for me. I must have listened to it a couple hundred times. I'm sure it's gonna pop up still in your Spotify most played. And then R says, worst thing about coming for someone like they is the hive gonna dig up everything from your past. I mean, that's facts. We saw that live in action. Either way, guys, that has been today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.